Hello everyone, Attack Power here with Game 1 between Reef and Grave of Shadows. Let's dive right in. Alrighty folks, so we are in Division 2 of the Steel Division League, Season 10 here, and this is actually Mr. Ghosty and, or Ghosty, Ghost Dragon, I think it's Ghost Dragon. And Reef. So yeah, didn't get the memo about keeping the names. We're here on Zbucyn, and on the left, in the blue, we have Ghost Dragon playing Panzer Lehr on Maverick Income. And on the right, we have Reef in the red playing first Blindata Romania Mare on Maverick Income. So a very exciting little matchup here. Panzer Lehr, a division we rarely see, all mechanized. Your infantry can only come in half tracks, which is really unique to this division. First Blindata, a Romanian division. That's their armored division. Very medium tanky with armored cars and stuff. Solid infantry, Romanian infantry, although not Rosciori or anything, not that set of infantry, but still some pretty cost-efficient infantry nonetheless. So let's dive in here. And we're checking out on Grave of Shadows. We're just going to say Grave of Shadows. We have a Puma, 2 Sturm Pioneers, and a Panzergren. Another unique thing about Lehr, all their Panzergrens have Panzer Shreks, because why not? And a Panzer III Leader going down as well. They have another Puma, MG42. Then we have MG42, Flammenwerfer, more MG42, and 2 Panzergrens with Panzer Shreks. Up north, we see another Panzer III go down. H. These are Panzer III H's, by the way. Not the Panzer III L with the long barrel, but the short barrel one. A lot less deadly, but also much cheaper. And then we have down south, double Puma, Flammenwerfer, 2 Panzer Shreks, and a Panzer III Fuhr. Up north, we had a few more Panzergrens go down as well. On the right side here for Reef, we have some Pioneer Assault, a really strong double flamer team. MG42 and the Schneider Light AT gun. Then we have some Schneider again, and Panzergren, Panzerfaust, regular ones, Leader, and a Panzergren again. Then in the center, we have Flamer, MG42, Panzergren, AB Horsch, armored car, Schneider, and a Venatori Ducata, which is an AT Panzerschreck unit. Then we have Pioniri, Chetasti, sorry, it's a recon unit, and then a Schneider 47mm again. And down south, we have more Schneider 47. I think he deployed all of them. So a bunch of Flamers, Pioniri Assault, MG42, Leader, and another Venatori Ducata AT unit. So very interesting. The Schneider's definitely in to counter the Pumas. Puma rush out of Panzer Lehr is almost a given. You pick this division so you can do armored car rushes and just push mechanized forces really hard. You get 2 cards of Pumas, which is really rare. It looks like he brought both of them in an A phase at double vet, making these Pumas really deadly. It's got the same cannon as the Panzer III L, but it does not have the APCR, so it does not have that 150mm penetration, but it has 1500 meter range, 6 damage, really nice rate of fire. Great unit here at 45 points, and it's zippy. It's very fast at 85 kilometers an hour. If you guys enjoy this content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more Steel Division 2, and if you love the channel and want to support, hit that Patreon for coaching and all kinds of other cool stuff, or hit up a super thanks if you just love the channel. Thanks a bunch. Here we go. AB Horsch, kind of left behind there, but now it's moving. Good thing. That would have been unfortunate for sure. I think the defining thing of this match will be how this opener goes. Can the Schneiders counter these Pumas and everything, or will the Pumas absolutely steamroll everything? Div 2 player, by the way. Reef was complaining that he ended up in Division 2. He's still a good player. He's complaining about missing his AB Horsch. So yeah, Zbucyn, a strange map, to say the least. At least in my opinion, I think it's a very odd map. Will the Puma land this hit? It will. Ooh, Schneider goes down early, so Puma already winning the Schneider versus Puma question so far. Double Puma down south, catching out some Flamers. The thing is, so why is this so effective? It's because they're recon units, so they see everything, so they can actually really consistently pick things off. They're really accurate as well, at 60% accuracy. That's really, really high. That's way higher than like the SPW 233. You know, it just, they're very deadly. Now, they're not as infantry, their HE is far worse than the SPW 233, but their gun is generally a lot more dangerous. Now, it looks like Mr. Ghosty is just abandoning this side. So on Zbucyn, the weird thing is blue side tends to grab this flag for free, and red side tends to grab this flag for free, although this flag is a little bit less for free usually. A lot of times blue can do something about it. This side, red really can do nothing about this until they work their troops all the way up through here to this flag. So, but the on the flip side, red gets usually a lot easy grabs of this one, because you can go into this forest and kind of pressure this from the side. But with this Puma start, Reef was not able to do that, so we'll see. But he was, of course, able to grab this flag quite easily and may even exert some influence on this one at some point. Schneider trying to set up MG42, though, going to pressure that out. The Schneider's not doing what they need to do so far. Tons of Panzergrens coming. I was about to say Panzerschrecks. It's going to be confusing. Panzergrens coming in here with the half-tracks. Easy to forget how effective annoying little half-tracks can be. It requires you to have AT everywhere. That's the thing. That's the issue with these half-tracks, is they force you to constantly have AT available. And the issue is you can't even rely on tanks that well because of the Panzerschrecks on every single unit. So in these yellow forests and these towns and stuff, it gets really hard to actually fight around, which is different for Panzer Lehr. You know, usually these armored divisions, these Axis armored divisions really struggle in towns because, you know, they just can't, like T-34s are more efficient at close range, they're cheaper and they do more damage. You know, and they just kind of beat out your armor at close range. The difference here is since every unit has a Panzerschreck, you can't be super duper aggressive with your armor like you could against other divisions. Now, on the flip side of that strength is you are very short on CQC units who really, you have your standard Sturm Pioneer, but that's about it. And, you know, everything's expensive. You're spending 35 points for a Panzergren squad because you have to bring them in half-track, so it's 35 points. So they're expensive. It's 5 points off of a Fallschirmjäger. Now, it comes with a half-track, of course, which is, you know, basically like another unit, but still. It's tough. It's a rough balancing act, and it's why the division doesn't see a ton of play. Because I don't think there's a ton of places it's great. Although this map could be really good for it. Schneider finally getting into a position here to pick off a Puma. It's going to miss its first shot, but these things fire insanely fast. It's 17 rounds a minute. Misses 2 shots, though. Hits one. Will it hit that second? It should. It's fired 4 shots now. Does take out that Puma. Nice kill. He needs those dead. The Pumas can just, you know, cause so much stress and pressure everywhere because they don't affect the front line, so they can be wherever. You never know where they really are. And they can just constantly take out reinforcements. Now, BF-109E3 is a very bad resilience fighter with a lot of firepower for that very bad resilience. Not super fast either, 520 kilometers an hour. Definitely cannot get out of range of this recon Focke-Wulf. I'm not sure what Reef has decided to do here. Usually you'd start turning tight right away, but he decided to go around trying to get, but the very bad resilience means he's die really easily. Now, flip side, it's a 60-point fighter that can 100% shoot down planes. A lot of times more effectively than like a BF-109G2 or something. But here, that's the issue with them. They're very easy to kill. They're paper thin. They die quite easily. TA, which is a Stug 3, taking a hit from that Puma and getting a pen on that. That's rough. So the Stug really has no way to spot for it, and Grave of Shadows here making a lot of progress up north. It's going to be really... This is a lot of troops. It's going to be really hard to break that down. And that's the thing with Panzer Lehr. Any division where you're calling a lot of half-tracks, it just looks like there's so much on the map. Because you're just getting 2 for 1 all the time. Every time you buy a unit, you're getting 2 units. Now, the AB horses should be really solid at killing off these SDKFZ. The problem is these Panzer IIIs lurking about. They're not super duper good or anything, but for only 30 points, you get a nice little 7-meter gun with not great HE, but enough. But the point is for these things is to kill off light armor, is to kill off the armored cars, kill those things off, open it up for your own troops. Flammenwerfer taking out probably another Flammenwerfer here. Opening this up a little bit. Panther D coming in early. It's going to be tough to deal with. Blindata has Rishitsas, so it has that tool, but that's about it. I think it has a Ju-87. I'm not 100% sure, though. I'm blanking on whether it does or not. That doesn't change the fact it's got to deal with this Panther D, and there's not a lot of super-duper efficient ways. Rishitsas, of course, are amazing, but they can, you know, at maximum range, they're not penning this super consistently. A Panther D a little bit better, but, you know, once he starts calling Panther A's and stuff, it's going to be a little bit harder. Rishitsas certainly can, but it's a static target, and we can see what happens to static targets here. Focke-Wulf 190A8, a fabulous stray for killing off that Panzergren right off the bat, and this is what will kill that Rishitsa whenever it shows up. No AA in yet from Reef, and he might get really badly punished here. Panzer Lehr, a Focke-Wulf division, meaning it's just mostly Focke-Wulfs. That's neither bad nor good, it just is what it is. Not many heavy bombers, mostly these. SPW 234. Other cool thing about Panzer Lehr is actually has these armored cars. So if you look at like the horse, it's only got 20 millimeters of armor. Well, this thing has 40 millimeters. Now, this is not a big deal in axis-on-axis fights. It's a big deal when you're fighting the Russians because their PTRDs and PTRSs, you know, they have the AT rifle, and that AT rifle pens about 40 millimeters of penetration. So when you have armor, That is 40 millimeters pen. You have a better chance of bouncing those shells than you do when you only have 20 millimeters of armor. Focke-Wulf A taking out one of those P-80 assaults. That's unfortunate for him. If he could, he's not going to get the chance at this SPW, but it would have been cool if he could have snuck over here, killed this SDK of Z71. Finally, we see a SDK of Z71 for Reef here. Solid AA piece for sure. Should be able to clear the skies here momentarily. Two Panzer 3s and a Panzer 4H coming in, so Mr. Ghosty leaning into his armor now. Panzer Lehr doesn't have a ton of infantry, so it's not super surprising that he's going a lot more armor. It looks like Reef only brought in Panzergrens, though, in A phase. Like, in terms of line infantry. Of course, he's got these P-80 here and the P-80 assault, but it would appear it's just Panzergrens otherwise. So none of the Venatori that he could bring in, so I'm assuming he's holding them for BC. Down south, it looks like he might be able to grab some ground here. Needs to unload this. Lucky that Puma's not poking out yet. So Reef getting a little bit of a respite there. A little mistake here by Mr. Ghosty. Not Mr. Ghosty, sorry. Ghost Dragon. Get this right eventually. Then again, if players would just use their names, that would be nice for us poor casters. Reef got to be careful with this SDK of Z, though. It's in a scary position. It's a lot of sight line ahead of it, but it should be all right. Unless Grave drives something right through here, that would be very unfortunate. Zbucyn on this hill, and again, the big issue for me with Romanian Mare is the lack of 2K. You have the Rashica, but that's not enough. You get 6 of those because usually you do AB. Reef finally taking a cue here and going aggressive. I like it. Getting some cheeky oh, what hit that? Is that the Puma? I didn't think it shot. It had to be the Puma. Or maybe it was a Panther. Might have been the Panther, actually. Yeah, I think it may have been because I don't think that Puma shot. That's really unfortunate because if he could have unloaded that, he would have had 2 flags for a cheeky bit of time to just kind of stop his slow bleed. Because remember, on mirrored income, Maverick on Maverick, which means, neither player has any advantage. Being behind this much early is really rough to catch up from. It means that Reef has to trade really efficiently to get back into it. And I'm not getting a sense that Grave Shadow is in any rush to, push the line or anything. It looks like he's just building up, but he's going to make a push down here. There's not a ton stopping him. The sniper of this thing could be annoying, but it's not going to stop an entire Panzergren squad. P-80 assault will definitely be problematic, but Venatori, I mean, it's some good units here, but it's not enough. Not to stop all of this that's coming, especially with the 2, 3, 4 support. AB Horsch spotting out infantry again. But Ghost Dragon on top of that micro. P-80 catching out this Panzergren, but that's obviously not that's not the fight you want. He needs to fall back immediately, especially with 2-on-1. Reef has not noticed yet. Units pinned down. And I don't think Reef has noticed this push here. And down it goes. That's an unnecessary loss, unfortunate for sure. P-80 assault throwing down some smoke so it doesn't get caught out. I'm more of a fan of these in B phase, so you can have 8 of them instead of 4. We have a SDK of 251. That doesn't mean I'm right. I just like to have more of my super good infantry. This is so obnoxious, though. You can just put any sort of unit right here on the edge of this hill, and you can very easily apply pressure to this flag and capture it. Yeah. Playing on this a lot, I used to think red side was the stronger side because of the ease of capturing this flag down here, by putting a guy in this, and it's really obnoxious. But on the flip side, it's much easier for blue to make progress up top here than it is for red. Like, red's got nowhere to go. So you push into here. I mean, maybe you can, but one unit here keeps this flag, and then you can kind of just, turtle up here. It's really hard to get forward, while it's much easier for blue to push deep here. And it's very realistic to get back into this position over here. Focke-Wulf F, oh yeah, A8 takes out the leader. And again, these are so good at strafing. I'm not sure how they stayed so strong. They feel stronger than, actual strafing planes half the time. I'm sure someone in the comments can tell me why the Focke-Wulf feels like it's better at strafing than any other plane in the game. And I understand it's got 4 20 mils. I get that. But there are, strafing planes that have this many 20 mils, but don't feel like they do this much damage. With the recon, too, he can spot these infantry out in the woods, so they're getting absolutely plastered. Another Focke-Wulf coming in. There's just not enough AA here from Reef. And he doesn't look like he's going to change his mind on this. Oh, another Venatori Ducata getting a face full of Focke-Wulf here. This one took a lot of damage. And again, the combo of infantry and half-track can just be so frustrating and difficult to deal with. For 5 points, it gives you so much utility. Peony Assault, gonna try to get in here. That's a little bit aggressive. Rashitsa finally coming in now, so we see our first Rashitsa, and this could be a good position for it. Overwatch that town a little bit. Maybe get some cheeky catch kills on these Panzer IIIs and stuff. Infantry pushing forward and stuff. It is going for that hill, but again with this... Oh, jeez. P80 now in. Yeah, and until he brings in... There we go. There's a 37 mil. FAMO 37. Now, this is a Flak 36. It's fine. It's good. It's a solid piece of AA, but it's not the Flak 43, which is like a good AA piece. The only difference is a higher rate of fire on the Flak 43, and that makes all the difference. Panther D, though, chilling out here. It's probably going to be Rashitsa v... Rashitsa versus Panther D here. But Reef needs to unload his duty. One thing he's not doing is giving orders when you call them in. So for those who don't know, and this is actually really big to learn to have your micro go faster on its own. When you click on a unit in the reinforcement tab, so you click on it, and before you bring it in, if you choose unloaded position or attack move or fast move or something, the unit will come in with that order pre-made. So like if I called in this pioneer assault, I would hit my unloaded position button and I would click the thing, and when it came in, it would actually already be unloading a position. You don't have to bring them in and then manually unload them, which is so much time and energy that you're just often going to forget about. Venatori Ducata does take out that Puma. Nice kill there, but can it reload in time for the SDKFZ 251? It does not. Only issue with the Panzerschreck, slow reload time. You know, when you're in that moment and you really need it to kill more than one unit, it's really challenging. It's very frustrating because it doesn't. It just straight up does not. Panzer 3, though, getting targeted by that Stug. It's not going to get a second shot off, unfortunately, although it looks like it should. But did it lose sight? It did. Lost it, but now it's going to see it again, and Stug 3 should be safe at this distance from those Panzer 3s. Takes out one. Nice kill there. Should go for the leader here. That would be really nice. Get rid of this this leadership. The other thing with the Venatori Ducata, it does have a grenade. Now, is it in range of that grenade is the question. The answer is no. If the LMG is firing, the grenade is not throwing. It's as simple as that. Remember, for you newer players, there's 100 meter range minimum. You cannot fire an LMG or HMG within 100 meters. Oh, God. Oh, barf noise. Rashitsa going down in the transport. Yeah, that was really bad. That Puma picking that off, that's horrendously bad. It could have very easily cleaned up all this stuff, but oh, that was so rough. Grave of Shadows making a push here in the center, too. There's not much to stop him. This Panzer Faust might do some damage here. Actually, it may take out that Panther. All right, here we go. Will it do it? Will it choose the right target? It will. Panther D goes down. Nice kill there. Rashitsa finally unloaded, but doing HE stuff instead of AT stuff. Push up north has been weakened. You know, a lot of the infantry have been broken down and stuff. I wouldn't say he's got a dominating position or anything, but he's definitely, you know, working it in. But there's a big gap going on here now. 16-8 to Ghost Dragon here. Schneider catching out a Panzer IV. Not ideal, but it should be able to kill it. Focke-Wulf Recon does not have much bite to it. It's certainly nothing like the 190. I don't think the Schneider wins this. 70 millimeters of penetration, 75 millimeters of armor. Close range, it would definitely pen. Like, don't be fooled. Now, there's a penetration right there. Like I said, I would say it'd have to be closer, but it apparently does not need to be closer than that. Rough Panzer IVs. All right, Schneider catching on another Puma, but it's not doing it yet. Misses the first shot, lands the second, cannot get that third shot. And Panzer IV goes down to the Schneider. Look at it go. But now 18-6, triple tick on Reef. That is rough. Puma comes in for a second go, does not win that one out. SDKFZ now going for other Schneider, though, catches that out. Light armor down south has been destroyed. These were some nice kills, very important. But now we have some artillery coming in, the 152s. I think these are French guns. FH, I think that's French. You guys will be able to tell me. R, maybe it's a Russian. I don't know. You guys are all much better at this than me when it comes to that sort of identifying stuff. But Reef, in a really bad position. Now, he broke this armor down. He did a lot of damage. Reef just did a crap ton of point damage. But he needs to start getting some flags back now immediately. He's got a ton of troops pushing in. Looks like he was sitting on some points. Can Reef turn this around? He's coming in now, and he definitely did a lot of damage just now with the double arty call in here and a flak 41. Grave has not reinforced the front line much at all. Panzer 3 versus the double AB Horsch ain't gonna do it. Can't get its gun on target in time. Ooh, artillery taking out the leader. That's rough. Taking out the SDKFZ 5-1 here, 251. That's really nice. Can the Horsch find that 81mm mortar? That would be absolutely devastating. How aggressive is he being? He's being very aggressive. I like it. I like it. There's nothing here to stop him. Ah, there's Panzer 3s over here. I lied. Transport gets killed. Still no... He's calling in all Panzergren instead of the Venatori, which are 25 point way more efficient. He is targeting manually. Will he kill it off? No, it misses. He's falling back, trying to stay alive. No! The Panzer Shrek takes it down. Thought he was going to get that freaking 81mm mortar. That's unfortunate. But there it is, coming in clutch. The Panzer Shreks on all the infantry doing what it needs to do. Panzer IV down south, trying to support these infantry out in the open. They're obviously not going to do very well. Stug coming in as well. The all Panzergren calling again is really odd to me. The first Blindata has way more efficient infantry. Now, Panzergren versus Panzergren is obviously a better matchup than Venatori versus Panzergren, but they're 5 points cheaper. I don't know. Oh, AB Horsch getting caught out by the Pack 40. Venatori Dakota here, probably going to go down. It's falling back in time. Greater Shadows here, cheeky grabbing this flag here, keeping it at 17-7. Not that there's any difference between, what, 16-8 and a 17-7 in this case, but it is what it is. Rishitsa in continuing to support, given that beautiful HE damage. Stug 3 hitting that Panzergren. Getting a little help recon-wise from the recon further back. Panzer IV spotting this Panzergren. It's getting pinned down. It's almost out of Panzer Shrek, which means it's done a lot of work. Oh, this Panzergren getting caught out, though, by this Panzergren. A lot of Panzergrens. It's very confusing. Here comes the 152s. Where are they going? They're just saturating this area here. Reef finally capturing back this flag. He's down big, though. He's got to bring it all the way back to a 12-12. And we're about to hit C phase. 20 mils finally getting into position here. Panzer IIIs were killed off. There's not a lot here to stop him other than the Panzer Shreks. The Panzer Shreks of these Panzergrens going to be devastating. Here goes one right now. Yep, down it goes. Needs to unload this infantry. Least was able to push this stuff off. Triple star Panzer III is nice. Those are big boomies there. I would not personally, that this is not usually my choice. It's only 3 rounds a minute. That's the issue. The regular 150, you know, the German one that you usually use is 4 rounds a minute, I believe. So I'm surprised he took this one. I don't think the 2 extra millimeters of diameter is really changing the equation all that much. Rishitsa catching out this Panzer III in the road, taking it down. Nice kill there. Back to a 15-9. Reef clawing his way back in. Can the Schneider take out that Pack 40? No, it cannot. That's unfortunate. 37 mil needs to force off that recon. Schneider going to get caught out here. Nothing it can do. Rishitsa in a dangerous spot, playing a dangerous game here. Oh, no, the Panzer IV going to get hit. Gets 1 pen. I don't know if it's going to make it through the second one. Pack 40, 2 hits in a row. Don't see that often. Reef, I'm trying to see what flag he's got closest. This one right here, but there's a lot of defense here. Double star Panzergren gonna beat the single star Panzergren all day. Venatori Dakota should beat the Panzergren with its grenade. You can get a lot of these. 2 cards, I believe, so you can get like 12 because it comes 4/8 availability wise. There we go. Problem is Venatori does not affect the front line, so he needs this to fall all the way back to actually capture it. Fogwolf A8's getting forced off. One is almost killed, but not enough. Usual issue with those Fogwolf, that medium resilience doing the work. Putting in the hours there. Pack 40 hitting these infantry out. Panzer IV did go down. Stug 3 trying to dodge around this Pack 40. Rishitsa moving into position, but it's actually out of position to be able to hit this Pack 40. It cannot. Although it could just arty it. Remember, these things can arty. But the 88's going to notice it first anyway. No, it's noticing the Panzergren. Now the Rishitsa and the MG42 opening up on infantry and 88 respectively. Rishitsa should win this, especially with the first shot. And it fires so much faster. Unless one of these infantry get involved, then that changes the equation big time. Up north, Reef is making progress. 14-10 now. We're finally at a single tick. Big attack coming into the center here. Finally, we see Venatori Moto. And Rashitsa loses out because the MG42 went down. Schneider will... Oh, no. Will not get that kill. Does get a hit on the SDK of Zed. It's nice not to have that thing wandering around, that's for sure. Probably going to die for its trouble, though. Back to a 16-8. Things collapsing again here for Reef. 15-9, only 40 seconds. Can he stabilize? He is not yet. Flammenwerfer grabbing this flag. Stug does spot it out. Needs to kill it quick. He does grab this back, but it's still 15-9. He lost his flag in the center. Verbelvin now in. Don't see these often. Issue is the availability. You get one on a card. In, like, B phase. It's kind of rough. SPW holding up these infantry now, too. Back to a 14-10, but man, there's so much ground to make up. He could grab this flag and this flag conceptually. Panzergren, though, do not have AT, so that Panzergren's going to be very safe there. 60 mm mortar, we really didn't see this get used very heavily. Unless I mean, it's very possible I missed it, but... Horsch luckily spotting out this Panzergren before he gets too close. 10 seconds here on the clock for Reef, and this is going to be the game. He has finally collapsed a hole here, though. It's not going to be enough to bring it to the 12-12, though. And that's going to be game one here to Ghost Dragon, Grave of Shadow, whatever we're calling him. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. He got to the 12-12. What a hold on. Oh, no. I thought for sure this was over. What a grab. What a cheeky grab. But now... Oh, Verbelvin versus AB Horsch. Yeah, Verbelvin should win that all day. Stug 3 trying to find the line on that thing. But right here, he's going to push forward, grab this flag, and that'll be that. Should be 1 second on the clock, basically. I don't see anything. I think this game is done. There it is. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen it be that, like, close at the 12-12. 24 minutes, 9 seconds here on Zbucyn. We have 2,405 for Grave of Shadows. Or maybe this is Mr. Ghosty. I'm not sure. Help me, everybody. And then 1,585 for Reef. Over at the kills, AB Horsch is doing okay. Schneider's, Rashitsa doing a lot of damage there. Love those things. And yeah, that's about it. Over here on Panzer Lehr, a lot more damage, most likely. Puma's doing some good work. Focke-Wulf A8's very dangerous. 152 killing off some stuff. That's nice to see. That's about it, actually. I was expecting to see more. Interesting, interesting. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider supporting over on Patreon. Thanks a bunch, and have a fantastic day.